So this is a story about my son when he was little. He's 17 now, and will be leaving me next year for college. And my dog, who has long since passed away. But before I had my kid, I had my dog. My dog was sort of like a trial kid, but I didn't plan it. I didn't plan anything. But anyway, so I had this dog who appeared in my life. I was a very reluctant dog owner. I really didn't want a dog. But I moved into a house, this dog was there, she'd been abandoned, and then she was my dog. And she was half chow, half lab, and she was the perfect dog. I never had her on a leash once. She would just follow along when I walked, and she was loving and wonderful. And then, a few years later, I had my kid. And my dog, who had slept with me every night, no matter what else was going on in my life, or who else was going on, the dog was there too, in the bed with me. After I had my son, she knew that was no more. She got off my bed forever. And then there were many times I wanted to get rid of this dog because it was really hard to be a single parent and find a place to live and have a dog. And sometimes we were on the verge of homelessness because I had this dog and I couldn't find a place to live, and I couldn't move into public housing, and I couldn't move in to houses with housemates because I had this dog. And so it was difficult, but I loved her. And then she saved my son's life when my son was really little. That's another long story, but he had gotten a cord wrapped around his neck in the next room, and I didn't know it. I didn't even know he was awake from his nap. And the dog came like Lassie, pulled on my sleeve, come on, come on, come on, what's going on, come on, come on. And I ran in and I found my son choking with the cord around his neck, and he was fine. That was because of my dog. So my dog was perfect, so I thought. And I kept her no matter what. But then, the first few years of my son's life, actually forever, I was sleep deprived. He used to wake me up. First, when he was born, it was like 5 times a night. Then he was a year old, 2 years old, 3, 4, 5. He was still waking me up every night, every single night. And even, he got his own room when he was about 3 or 4, and I would still hear him every night, "Mommy!" And he would come running, run into my room, crawl into my bed, and it would be about 3 in the morning, and then I'd be awake for the rest of the night. I could never go back to sleep. So this was an issue, where I'd go back to sleep, but I was always sleep deprived. So then, one night, he did that, as usual, the same as always. I heard, "Mommy!" and he was going to come running into my room, but I wanted to know what the hell was going on and how come I haven't slept in 5 years, or 4 years, I don't know, he was 4 or 5. What's going on? And so before he had a chance to run to my room, I ran into his room. And the light was on because somehow I never did turn the light off that night. And what I saw shocked the hell out of me. My dog was standing over my son's bed, my so-called perfect dog, licking his face. And then my son bounced off out of the bed. He was going to run into my room. And as soon as he got out of his bed, my dog jumped on the bed. And that's what had been going on every night for 5 years, however long he had his own bed, because my dog felt like she deserved a bed. She deserved a bed for all the time she looked out for us. I felt so betrayed by my dog. But the thing is, when I think about it now, I realize that I had committed the ultimate betrayal because I had a kid. Thank you.